Hey, Richard, how you doing? Hey, Jake. You guys up to? Keep warm? I was over in Traverse City today. Just got home a little while ago. You know, I said that hard drive failed in my desktop. So I hooked on my laptop. It's this Windows 10. Anybody knows it's a learning curve. So I finally got this stuff working. I just realized this camera doesn't want to work too hot when you're interfacing Microsoft programs with like a YouTube, Google company. You're hungry, huh? All right. Well, look around. There's got to be something there to eat. Beautiful full moon tonight, tell you that. You can't hear me? How about now? How about now? Can you hear me now? What the hell is wrong with this now? Oh, good. All right, good. Thank you. Good job, Mark. How'd your day go today, Mark? Yeah, barely. Just a little snow on the ground. Not much at all. Yeah, it is cold, it's for sure. -8 last night here. It was 6 when I left Traverse City, and that was in the sun. Taking your fox for a walk, huh? All right. No kidding, you got that much snow down there, huh? Hey, Mark. Huh. Yeah, I wish we'd get a big old snowstorm, but it just hasn't happened. Hey, Mark. Yeah, super cold. At least we've been lucky. We haven't been getting any of that wind that's associated with some of these really cold winter days. Beautiful today. Keep an eye on you know who. You think we ought to just end it now? I say fire one. Yeah. I think we ought to fire one on you know who. Carol, where are you at down there exactly? No, you put it in the chamber. You deserved it from last night. Snowing a little. Huh? Where are you at, Jake? It doesn't affect the snowmobilers, tell you that. They were all over the place. And those guys that have those clubs where they drive around Jeeps, All right, Grand River McNichols. Oh, okay. Carol, did you grow up in Detroit? Carol, did you grow up in Detroit? Oh, okay. Hey, Mark, you've been in Detroit for a long time, right? I dropped out of college one year, and there was. Do you remember when? Either one of you remember when Kresge's was on 6 Mile? Any of you guys remember a long time ago, like when Kresge's was on 6 Mile or Woolworth? Yeah, I don't remember that. I think it was like not far from 6 and Grand River. I dropped out of college a year and delivered pet supplies, and hamsters and parakeets and stuff like that. And there was a pet store on 6 Mile across from this Kresge's or a Woolworth. I don't remember which one. And they had the biggest piranha in there you'd ever seen in your life. Huge, like maybe like 18 inches long or something. And it'd be swimming around in this tank with this old thick glass. Wonder if anybody remembered that. No, this is for sure on 6 Mile. Because I hadn't, been around Detroit. Yeah, it was a huge, it might not have been that big, but it was a huge piranha, like maybe 3 inches wide, real tall. I mean, it was big, like bigger than anyone I'd seen anywhere else, including like, you know, SeaWorld type aquariums and stuff like that. It was giant. And I often wondered what happened to that pet shop. I mean, I know it's out of business now, but they used to have all sorts of exotic, cool stuff in there. Ugh. Yeah, I'm sure they did too. Mark, where'd you live before Detroit? Man, Mark, you need to get a camera and start uploading videos. Oh, okay. You're in a prime spot there. Finkel's got a lot of kick-ass stuff to videotape, all the way from Telegraph, all the way over to the east of Woodward. Carol, you're in a good spot too. Get a video camera. Never know what's going to happen there. Did you guys get a chance to watch that eclipse last night? Which one? Hey, Mike, how you doing? Carol, which one? No, okay, which ones, Mike? Which videos were you watching? Oh, Ascoti, I go there all summer long, actually, Talis. All right. Yeah, Mark, they weren't that good. You know, usually I prepare when I know that I'm going to go out and videotape. And as you know, when the moon rises, it goes up and to the right. So a regular tripod doesn't work because you're going to get out of the frame pretty soon. And I always film with the digital zoom so I can get close. Well, you know, last night it was like 7 below. So I was over at my buddy's house. I knew I'd start around 10:30. Came back. I already had my tripod inside, charged up the camera. So I go out there, I videotape it for a while, and then the goddamn digital zoom won't click on. It wasn't because of the cold, it does that once in a while. So the first half was okay, but I had a lot of shaky camera in there. It was so damn cold with no gloves on. I just never really got it stabilized and the digital zoom on until toward the end. I mean, it's okay, but not as good as I would have liked. Yeah, tonight's a fantastic moon. Beautiful. Yeah, you would. It was beautiful last night. Quiet, cold, but I dressed for it. Yeah, I put 3 of them up there, Carol. They're okay. Well, thanks, Mike. Yeah, you get the idea what it was like, you know, but wasn't my better. There's 2 more coming. One in the end of February and one in March. I'll do much better. Yeah, thanks, Mark. I'll get way better ones. The end video where you see the moon really big, you know, it's actually really dark, which is why it looks grainy. There's not much light there. But that's how I like to videotape it up close like that. And I couldn't get that damn digital zoom to work at the first video. Kind of took the wind out of my sails. And then it was just cold, moving around. Tripod was stuck. Do you ever go to King Books, Mike? Are you really into reading and stuff? You like books? Oh, okay. You love books, huh? You come up here sometime, man. I got books. You'll never find one person that has more books than I do. I've known John King for 25 years. You're not going to get any deals there, though, I can tell you that. Yeah, it's a mental illness. Hey, I took my laptop and set it up too with a big monitor. Works pretty good. No, I select that. Here's how I do the videos. Like all the songs that you hear are songs that I like. And sometimes, like, I'll hear a song play, and I thought, God, I'd really like to put that to the video. To tell you the truth, it's the songs that I want to hear that I want to attach. I've never seen a movie that had a soundtrack that I didn't like, and it was because of the soundtrack. I don't know, it just makes you feel different. You can have like the shittiest video, like some of mine, and if you put a good song to it, it's cool. So the songs I pick are ones that I like, that I have. And like I said before, I buy all those. It's like 99 cents, $1.29, but you're only supposed to use them personally. And that's not considered personally when you upload them to YouTube videos. Nothing really happens because a lot of times it'll show the name of the song in the description, which I'm fine with. The songs where you just hear plain music, that'll be because it's something that I don't want to get restricted. And I know if it's generic music, that nobody can mess with it. Yeah, the monitor's good, although it's not like those kick-ass screens they have on good laptops. You know what I mean? But it's good enough. Better than a new $1,600 computer. I agree, Mike. One of the best songs of all time. And she was super young when she wrote that. Hey, Michael. Hey, Pat. Hey, how you doing, Pat? Got on here, huh? Hey, Michael, minus 8 degrees Fahrenheit last night. See, Pat, you're doing good. You got logged on. Yeah, send me the email. Yep, do that. She was in Ann Arbor one time, and I should have went to the little concert they had at a small venue. Judy Collins, although I didn't think Judy Collins had as many hits. Yeah, Pat, I'll be there. I was there this morning, got a coffee before I hit the road over to Traverse City. I like Traverse City, but I like West Branch better. Hey, Dan, how are you? Pat, we're going to have to get you a video camera. A buddy of mine had a dentist appointment. So I rode over there with him and spent the whole 4 hours in a bookstore. That bookstore is not that great over there, Horizon Books. It looks like something in the 1960s. It was okay, but like not that great. But it was fun. I mean, I'm glad I went. Oh my God, Mike, that's crazy. That is nuts. Hey, I was reading. Yeah, I know it. Hey, I was reading this study. I read a lot of, like, you know, I got a million books on everything, right? But anyway, I was reading this story or this article in the newspaper where everybody knows about placebos. And I know in a lot of the studies, they're double-blind studies, which means that the doctor doesn't know what pill he's giving to the patient, and the patient doesn't know what pill he's getting. And if you look at most of these studies, it's pretty much neck and neck with placebos and the real McCoy. In other words, it shows the power of thought and what you think you're getting is going to help, that kind of thing. But I just read this article in the Sunday paper, and there's new programs, and believe it or not, a lot of the research has been done at Harvard, where they're doing studies now with placebos, and they're telling you at the beginning of the study, I'm giving you a placebo. This is not real medicine. And if you can believe it, the results are better than the medications themselves. Now, there are exceptions. You're not going to shrink a tumor with the placebo, but it's very interesting how this article portrayed this good data on the mechanisms of thought and getting better. It's really interesting. Yeah, isn't that interesting, Carol? You know, you can understand the placebo and you don't know what you're getting. But when you're telling them up front it's a placebo and you're getting better results than you were in the double-blind study when they thought it was medicine, that's crazy. And if just for the hell of it, Carol, go on Amazon Books and just type in, go in the books and then type in placebo. Just look at all the publications on it. It's really interesting. I think it is. And there are a lot of, there's studies. I mean, this buddy of mine, the guy went over to the dentist appointment. He's a local doctor here, right? And he's always cautioning me to be wary of a one-man study. Look for data where someone can cite a study to support whatever it is they're trying to tell you about. Like Carol is an example. Like if I told you, McDonald's sucks, you wouldn't just believe what I had to say about McDonald's. You would, over time, talk to different people and form your own opinion. And it's the same way with a lot of opinions people have, like with regarding medical advice, medical publications, whatever. A one-man study. With medicine, you want documentation by a large group of people through sanctioned universities. And this placebo study demonstrates this. It's not just locker room bullshit. Well, it depends which ones they are, Mark. It depends which ones they are. If they're done right, they're statistically valid because they don't have any axe to grind with false hope. Nobody's manufacturing placebos for profit. But a lot of studies are tainted. I would agree with that. But I haven't really found many with the medical community. The standard's too high. I'm not saying it's perfect. Hey, no kidding, man. Hey, that is really cool. Where was that at? Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Hey, did you get a chance to talk to her a little bit? Yeah, I'm looking at it. Did you talk to her a little bit? Her voice still sounds good. Now, I know that the studies that are inconclusive sometimes say that they need further study. Ah, no kidding, man. Yeah, I wish I could see her. I know is she still touring around? She's got to be what, 72, 73, something like that? Oh, that would be so interesting. She seems like a really bright lady. Now, last I read, she was living with some lady that I think is a physician. Yeah, I think Janet Ian's great. It's just mind blowing the age she was when she wrote those songs. Wow. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. I should have went to see her when she was in Ann Arbor. Yeah, I bet she does. There's some YouTube videos, but I don't know if any of them are that recent. I haven't checked in a while, so maybe there are. Yeah, love Joni Mitchell. Actually, I've used a lot of her songs on my videos. Edith and the Kingpin's my favorite. Yeah, I saw a big like collection type book like of Joni Mitchell. I don't know how old it is. It was in like the special case of the bookstore today. Yeah, Joni Mitchell's interesting. In a way, seemed like kind of a lost soul though. Didn't get along with her daughter, in and out of relationships all the time. Just, I hate to say it, but she just seems like a bitter old broad now. She's very crass when she's interviewed. My guess is she probably has COPD, doesn't feel too good. Maybe that has something to do with it. But she isn't a pleasant person to listen to while she's getting interviewed. I still like her songs though. Edith and the Kingpin's my favorite song. Yeah, she damn near died a couple years ago. That's a Canadian. Anne Murray, Brian Adams. I'll tell you another favorite of mine. It's super sad because she didn't get much recognition at all. And she quit being an entertainer to care for her handicapped daughter, Phoebe Snow. I think Poetry Man was one of the better songs ever written. Yeah, and you know another weird thing. Now I don't give a shit one way or the other. It's her life. But Janice or uh, Joni Mitchell said that smoking never affected her voice. The hell it didn't. It affected her voice in a big way. How could you be that naive? Yeah, I don't know. I just like what I like. I love another super group. You must like the Stylistics. Yeah, you're probably right, Mark. Get your finger on the trigger, Mike. Yeah, it's one of their best songs. You make me feel brand new.
So 1,500, go ahead. Yeah, and please be advised that consumers have to cut the full substation down for a little bit to effect the repairs on the other stuff at the end. So depending hallway or the light out, now move it to Sterling a little bit, I'll be relative. Clear, 2138. Thank you, sir.
Hello. Nope. No. No. Damn online survey. She asked me if there was anybody 18 years or older at home. And I thought to myself, mentally? And I answered honestly. I said, no. And she said, would there be a better time to call? I said, no. Yeah, I hardly ever answered, but I was going to chew them out. God, I hate these calls. Yeah, no, that's the way I look at it. You talking about Giltersleeve, Walter Giltersleeve, or Camera Crusaders? That's Jonathan. Or Charlie Bow. I think that the guy on dumping is Camera Crusaders. Yeah, I know. I was on his radio show, Carol. What don't you like about him? He's over there in Brightmoor, I think. What's he do? Fill me in on him. He runs a sprinkler repair company. Yeah, the only criticism I would have of him is just getting on some of these down and out people. He just got a hold of me through YouTube the other day. Yeah, you're probably true on that, Carol, sometimes. Does he still have that internet radio show? It's hard for me to tell, not living down there, if he's doing any good or not. He seemed like he had a sincere interest for Detroit. How you doing? Yep. Yeah, he had. I was on 2 years ago, actually, a couple years ago. But I haven't, other than that email I got from him, I haven't talked to him. How you doing, Dr. B? Yeah, I've never seen him threaten anybody other than to threaten them to not dump in the neighborhood anymore. Yeah, Brightmore, yep. There you go, girl. Good girl, huh? Good girl, huh? get dinner, honey. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I just got my soup out. Sorry about that. You can see me. I'll take you over there. They just started closing at 9. I'm in some of my videos. Yeah, chemo will. That should get better, though. That should improve. Okay, David. Yeah, I'm in some of the videos, Carol. Not many, but I wasn't hiding, is the point. You know what I do sometimes? I go to Walmart And I get that chicken breast, the kind with no hormones, and I put it on high for 2 days in my crock pot. You'd be surprised. You get 4 chicken breasts. They're big when you cut them up. And at the end of 2 days, you'd be surprised how little chicken there is after the water gets out of the breast. I mean, if you went to a restaurant and they said, do you want some chicken noodle soup? Would you like 2 or 4 chicken breasts? You'd think they were crazy. But I'm telling you, 4 chicken breasts in a small crock pot after 2 days, it's not that much chicken. Hey, that's pronounced Jenny, isn't it? Is it Jenny? Jeannie? 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 Jeannie or Jenny? Yeah, I hope you're feeling better, Jeannie. Jean. All right, Jean. I think I did ask you that once before. Yeah, but Carol, I buy the ones that are like hormone free and they're not trying to bullshit you. Oh, Jean. Okay. I want to get some chicken popper pots. Yeah, when did I get that illegal dumping on there? I didn't even know that I got it. That's how clueless I am. Somebody said something about that the other day. I didn't really know what they were talking about. Swear to God. Oh, French. Okay. Who mentioned something about that Jean's truck doing back there? I don't even know what video it was on. Posted a couple of days ago, huh? Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Oh, Detroit Rewound. Okay. Some of those older videos I repost. You know, I uploaded like parts of them or the whole thing a long time ago. But I like the older ones better than the newer ones. And to be honest with you, you know, the last couple of years I haven't had come up with the greatest content compared to the old days. So if you see movies sometimes and you think it rings a bell, it probably does. You probably saw a part of it in another video or a clip or some of it. Oh, thank you, Gene. I love all those ladies. Cassie's doing great. Working full-time, off drugs, got her kid back, and is in a relationship living in Taylor. Cassie is doing so well. I hear from her from time to time, but I just can't get myself to say, hey, she got a hold of me and asked me if I would take her videos down, which of course I would for anybody. Cassie is doing so well that I don't want to say, hey, Cassie, you know, I think it'd be a good idea if we did a follow-up video. I just don't want to I just can't get myself to ask it. It just seems like, Tassie, would you mind helping me with another 200,000 views on your success? It just seems like such bullshit. If she brings it up, I'd be glad to do it, but I'm not going to bring it up. Hey, Debbie. Yeah, Angel, that happened when she really went downhill. I've talked to her family members. They're absolutely fantastic, sweet people. And Angel went downhill after she knew she was HIV positive. No, Mark, I don't. She gets a hold of me, but I'm not bringing it up. Yeah, Northern Express. Yeah, I got to do that. I mean, I swear to God, I really feel bad for these women. And, you know, I just hope they can, like, pull their way out of it. You guys remember New York Carpet World? The commercials on TV? Any of you guys remember that? Yeah, I think it's cool, too. It's not like we're best friends or anything, but it's nice. Hey, Tim, the girlfriend is the lady that contacted me is the girlfriend of the son that inherited all the wealth from that business. They live in Ann Arbor. And she wants to meet me down to Detroit and hand out $100 bills to all the women for no other reason other than to make them not feel worried for 1 hour out of their life. Don't you think that's nice? So I'm going to meet her down there. We're going to hand out $100 bills. But here's the thing. Super sweetheart lady. She got a hold of me through YouTube. But here's the thing, and I need some suggestion on this. Yeah, how do I do this without looking like a complete and total selfish, money-grubbing whore? I'd almost like her to, like, me go down there and make sure she doesn't get murdered, and me film her, video her. I keep saying filming. I'm showing my age. I just don't know how to do this. Hey, Carol, why is that, do you think they won't go to motel rooms? You mean when you offer to buy them one? Yeah, Tim, you're right. It's kind of organic, you know. It just seems so corny. I mean, I have paid every single one of those women, and I've given them money outside the videos and food and all sorts of other shit, but I don't brag about it. But it's not like I'm using their personal secrets up to exploit them on the internet, which is why, and like I've said before, I don't expect you to have a parade for me because somebody calls and asks that I take down a video. Big deal. Be glad to take it down. I've taken down a bunch of them. And my best videos, to tell you the truth. And when you take them down, that's it. Yeah. Oh, afraid of using their belongings. Okay. Yeah, it's a sad life. Yeah, Gene, you know, there's quite a bit of conversation that goes on after the video. The one cute blonde that I interviewed about 6 weeks ago, she was from Belleville. What is her name? Sweet girl. She came up to me later and said, I really thank you for doing what you're doing. And I'm thinking to myself, what exactly am I doing? No, you're right. I'm with you, Mark. Terrible life. I wish I could. I mean, if somebody said to me, hey, you know what I always hope happens? Somebody sees my videos said, hey, we've checked around. We need somebody to come down here and run a program trying to help these women. It's a lot of hours. You're going to be out in Detroit all hours of the night. There are drug problems, involves prostitution, but we'd like to hire you. Man, I'd be packing up and heading down there tomorrow. I would. I'd go right down there tomorrow and start doing it. Hey, I'm going to look up that video on that dumping too. Thank you. Don't even know what's in my own videos. Yeah, that was Kelly, Mike. She just died here about 9 months ago from a heart ailment unrelated to drugs. Kelly had a lot of friends. Yeah, I want to get that Ideal bar, man. Don't forget, we're going to have that party there in the spring. Desmonta. We're not strangers. Yeah, pay his taxes. Yeah, Kelly was really a nice girl. Nice family. Her family did whatever they could to try to get her to keep from doing that. It just couldn't happen. What I have learned is that being a street person and going to rehab is a pain in the ass. But Tim, you know, it's hard to get an attorney to represent your interests in a non-criminal matter. They want that property. You know, he has like 310 feet right on that Rouge River. 7 below, Gene. Yeah, well, we did have flying cars. They just didn't perform very well. There's still a couple of them out there. Bubbles. That black girl, the heavyset black girl. I think Bubbles is it. I don't know her. Nope. Let me call you back in a few minutes. Minus 30. Wow. It will, Gene. Gene, there are things that help that. I don't know if you're aware of them or not. There's a medication, there's a salve, and there's a comb. If you don't know, if you're unfamiliar with it, I got a buddy of mine that can give me all the details and I can get it to you, but it works very well. Here you go, hon. $35 below, wow. Glad I'm not there. Are you sure about that, 35 below? Well, that can't be Celsius, and I doubt that it's Fahrenheit. Where at in Canada are you? He said what it was. Tim, when we talk on the phone sometime, I'll give you more details about that. I don't want to be talking a bunch of shit about somebody on a public forum. Superwoman, I don't think so. The one daughter just never seems to get around to it. The other daughter is very pissed off. So I don't see that happening in the near future. Eastern Ontario. Wow. So you're probably up near like the Niagara Falls area? Up further north, maybe? Tim, email me your number later, or I'll email you mine. Yeah, I mean, Superwoman, you'd need to be on the phone. The one daughter seems very empathetic and understanding, but there's some real bad instances that happen in those relationships, and it doesn't look like anybody's going to give. Marguerite did some really bad things in her life. I mean, and that's what I'll talk to Tim about later. Some of these people in the videos, or that I interview, or that I talk, I mean, I know a lot about them that I don't often mention because I don't want to just, like the doctor buddy says, one man survey. They had their problems, their issues, and I just tend, because of the relationship, to ignore them. But some of these characters I cross paths with, maybe not so much anymore, but are really evil people with a capital E. Yes, Gene. Yes. They say that time heals all wounds. Well, not when you're related. Hey, Tim. Tim, are you there? Yeah, that's right. Especially when they're involving people that were supposed to raise you, nurture you. A lot of resentment. Yeah. Although the one daughter pursued me and wanted to make some kind of amends, and kept wondering why I hadn't found her and get a hold of her if I did. Well, I got a hold of her when I did, and it still hasn't happened, but that's not my business. C-dub. Hey, Tim, are you there? Wonder where Catherine is tonight. Mike, are you there? Hey, Tim, I'm gonna mute my microphone for a minute. That was my nephew that called, and he's in a world of shit. So I'm gonna mute my microphone and call him back, but I just didn't want to leave and not say anything. So keep your finger on mission control button. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Thank you. Yeah, not really. Mark's the boss man. Hello. Hello. Yeah, I got on the phone. Ugh. Yeah, I got off there, Mike. You're welcome. You good girl, honey? You good girl, honey? Wow, look at that. Wow, good girl. Wow, look at that. Wow. Wow. Look at that, huh? Wow. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Look at that. Wow.
Girl. Girl, man. Good girl.
Hey, Mike, how you doing? No, I'm not neglecting you. I was just knocking a few things out. Be out there. Come on up. Yeah, I'm gonna head out, Mike. Good night, Debbie. Good night, Tim. You guys want to stay on here? Anybody want to stay on here? All right, Mike. Yeah, thanks. I'm gonna hit the hay too. Thanks, Mike. I guess we're all going to bed. Then I'm gonna watch American Greed. They have that doctor on there that gave all the people that said they had cancer when they didn't. All right, Tim. I'm gonna go watch American Greed. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night, everybody. Good girl, huh? We ready to go, Betty, hon? You ready to go, Betty? All right, we'll go, Betty.